Creepy little, his little hole right there. Oh, I was like, where's he at? Right, folks, we are getting ready here. Little Justin here is warming up the table. We're going to have a pretty good one here. We've got a gold division hot seat match. Got Zach Crain and Mark Callahan getting ready here to play off. Little Justin is showing off for the camera. So we'll be starting here in just a little bit. There's a few people that wanted to make sure that they were able to get in and watch the stream before they started. This is a race to 7. We will be starting here in just a few moments. Camera still facing, yep. It looks like they're set to flip off here. See who's going to win the break. All right. Looks like Mark has won the break. All right, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here. We have got a Bad Boys Texas State Championship singles 9-ball gold division match. We have Mark Callahan breaking off. He will be facing Zach Crain. This is a hot seat match. So he's made quite a few balls on the break here. I do believe this 4 will go. Oh, I don't think he got there. He might be slightly hooked on this 4 ball. You might be able to see an edge of it, maybe not. Maybe he's got a full hook from this 7 ball. Nope. Hit the 9 ball first. Oh no. Leaves a 4-9 combo for the first game. So Zach steps up to the table here with a 4-9 combo. All right, Zach's able to take the first game. Race to 7. This is a hot seat match. So Zach Crain out of Austin. He's a 570 Fargo. He plays out of Betsy's. He would love to give a shout out to his beautiful wife, Monty, who's at home sick right now, but at least she's able to watch her husband do what he likes to do and play in pool. So, Monty, we're glad to have you. Let's see how Zach's 9-ball break is. Oh, good break, but ends up finding the cue ball into the side pocket. So this 7-9 is a little bit of a mess here. So Mark has a couple of choices here, whether to leave the 7 alone or open it up with this shot. Let's see if any of our camera angles doesn't go this way. Doesn't go this way, so he's going to have to do something with it. Yep, he's looking to open it up. Still have a shot on the 3-ball that's at the top of the table. Another strong break. 4 balls on the break. 3 balls on the break. Oh, plays that very nicely, very nicely. So 3 to the 5 here is the only other concern. Drags it down beneath the 5-ball nicely. Get off the rail. Yeah, it just needs to come back a little ways or go forward. Yep, goes forward, lands on the 6 very nicely. Come around 2 rails. Gently. Put the 7 in the side pocket. Or 1 rail's just fine. All right, drops this 7 in, lands nicely on the 9. He'll be able to put another mark on his side of the board. Just like that, a few moments into the match, and we are at 1-1. All right, as Mark gets set to rack and break here, he is from Dayton, Texas, and he plays out of Roosters. He's same Fargo as I am, 566. And him and JD Black would like to give Drew Evans a shout out. And I can't tell you what they really wanted to say, but they say, "Hi, Drew." The 7 wasn't there. This would be an easier 1-9 combo. He might still be able to Come off the edge of this one ball, send the cue ball down toward the 9. Even if he doesn't get it, he might leave a difficult shot for Zach. From this camera angle, that one might not go by the 7 for the combo. So let's see what he does here. Another very strong break. Makes 3 balls on the break. Ends up dragging it over behind the 5. Very nicely done, Mark. Very nicely done. Leaving a difficult kick at this one ball here because I think the 4 ball is in the way of the natural path. He's going to try to mass A to get a hit on this. Yeah, the 2-rail kick here even might not be on offer. So it looks like he's spinning this around. Gets a good hit. Does he end up behind the 4? Nope. So he leaves him a look at the 1 ball. All right, misses that one. Leaves Zach a bank at it. Nicely done. Nicely done. Gives that 4 ball a push. Would have liked to have pushed it a little farther. Don't think that it might. It's probably really tight here. He's going to try it. Oh, yeah. He was able to get it. So, just like that, adds another one to the board. So Zach goes up 2-1. And he will be breaking. A little bit less power on this break. Ends up coming up dry, but he does leave Mark hooked on the 1. See if Mark entertains a push out here. Yep. Probably going to push the 3 away from the side there. Making the safety a little bit more difficult. Probably still do a Z bank with this 1 ball. Park the cue ball right there where the 1 is. Little firm, little firm. Yep. So it's going to leave Mark a shot at the one ball. That two is a little tricky here with that five ball. Trying to hold it there for that two, ends up missing the one. So now Zach's going to have to deal with it. Yeah, drawn back. You're hitting the rail right above the six. Be fine because then you definitely have a shot at the one, but then you'd be dealing with the cue ball running into the five and four. So goes for a safety. I think he wanted that one to go up and down table, end up back up table so that Mark could be hooked on the one. Or maybe Zach wants him to make the one and let him deal with the two ball. Yeah, up and down table. Yeah, he wanted to be on the other side, but he didn't want to be too far on the other side, so it didn't quite use enough outside English. I think Mark can just skip over the top of this two ball, let the four ball kill the speed of the two, and send the cue ball to the other side of the five, leaving a very difficult hit for him. Yeah, probably wanted to get a little bit more into that four ball. Because if you could have put the cue ball right there behind the four into it, it would have been a very difficult hit. Now that's just a one rail hit here. And come in toward the top of this two. Yeah, no. Right, the three to the four is going to definitely be difficult. And so Mark might entertain pushing this four out from behind this five a little more and sending the, with a draw shot, sending the cue ball up table off the four, a little bit easier on the three. You know, trying to get that four over closer to that corner pocket. Not for sure what he was trying to do there. Of course, I couldn't see what angle he had on that too. Maybe he couldn't do what I was suggesting. If he couldn't, and that's where he was trying to get to, he did a very good job of it because now he's got the three in the side. He can come around four rails, ending up. Oh, he tried to go inside, ends up scratching. I was thinking maybe he'd go outside English, go side rail, top rail, side rail, and then back down toward the four. All right, this will bring Zach to the table, the ball in hand on this difficult 4-5 issue, making it a little easier to deal with. Yeah, I think he wanted to pull that back a little more than going up table. Now he's going to use some inside English. Yep, does so nicely. Lands nicely on the six ball. Stun off the rail here a little bit and up, leaving the seven. See if he just drifts it forward or if he goes up and down. I think he's just going to drift it forward. Pulling this cue ball back for the nine. He only needs to be at least, where he was before, but he ended up getting that perfect on the 9 ball. Mark goes ahead and gives it to him. That's an easy 9. So Zach adds another one to his side of the board, 3-1. This race to 7. So Mark's struggling to get going here a little bit. He's not shooting too bad. But there's still a lot of match left in this race to 7. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here at the Bad Boys Texas State Championship Tournament. This is a gold singles match, 9 ball. This match is for the hot seat. The winner will be sitting in the hot seat waiting for the B-side players to fight it out to see who's going to face him. Uncharacteristic miss from Mark. So Mark's struggling a little bit here. Back looking to pull this back on the other side of the 2. Bumps a 3, so it's exactly where you wanted to land for the 2, but not that close to the 3. There's going to be a little bit of hampered cueing here. Yeah, nice mechanics there. Nice mechanics. Able to get that 2 ball down and still have a shot on this 3 ball. 5 ball will be the next ball, so he's got to drag the cue ball across the table for this orange 5 down here in the lower left. Does so very nicely. Doesn't want to be straight in. Yeah, didn't want to be straight in because it's 6 on the other side of the table. Let's see how his power draw is. Pretty nice. I don't think he wanted to be right there. So, yeah, this one's tough. Maybe kind of get into the meat of this 6 here, sending the 6 down to the bottom. Send the cue ball kind of back and forth, try to land in, have the 7 or 9 land in between the cue and the 6. Is he going to get a rail? Nope, no rail. All right, this is what Mark needed. 3 balls, starting with ball in hand to get out here. Stay away from that side pocket. I think he's got an angle. He can come off this side rail and back out for the 9, this lower corner pocket, just like this. Nicely done. If he can get this 9 down, that'll put him a little closer to Zach. So the score is 3-2, still in favor of Zach, with quite a bit of match to play. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors, Hustlin' USA Clothing and Apparel, Littman Lights, Diamond Billiard Products, Jerry Olivier Custom Cues. And if you purchase a nice expensive cue, you'll want a great case to put it in. JB Cases are some of the best cases. John Barton in Oklahoma, where I'm from, Oklahoma City area, makes some very nice custom cue cases. It takes a little bit of power off of there, trying to get some shape. Ends up pocketing a ball, but unfortunately the one doesn't cooperate. It came off the point of the side pocket, ends up there behind the 9. So he's either going to have to push or kick at this one. That's twice Zach's taken a little bit of power off his break, and it still didn't work out for him. He might go back to a power break. Maybe he's looking to clip the edge of this 2 here. Gave the 9 a ride. Did end up putting the 1 in a little bit of a tough spot here. Yeah, if he cuts this one to the side, he's looking to see where the cue ball is going to go. If he can cut this one into the side and get the speed right, run into that 8. I think he might be on the 2, the side pocket. Oh, good try. Yep, if he could have cut that one in there, it would have been nicely on this 2 ball. That's a good try. That 5-6 might pose a little bit of a problem here with the 4 being all the way down here. Ideally, Zach would like to roll forward and maybe entertain a 2-9 combo. But it looks like he's going to draw back to avoid this side pocket. Oh no, he's going to go for the side pocket. This will work too. Try not to scratch in the other side pocket. Yeah, avoids that nicely. Looks like this 2 ball will probably go by the 8. Yep. 5 does not go by the 9. Oh, but he gets it up here very nicely for this 5 ball. Nice shot there, Zach. Kind of going away from the 6. I think he bumped the 9 to where the 6 won't go by the 9 now either. Up a little higher. That can work. That can work. He can actually come 3 rails here around the 8 and 9 for the 8 in the top left-hand corner. Or run 1 rail with inside English to land beautifully on this 8 ball. Yep. Nicely done. Nicely done. 9 ball down gives Zach another score. 4-2 in favor of Zach on a race to 7. That'll bring Mark up to the table. Right, I had to refresh my drink. I missed what happened. Looks like after Mark's break, I think a few other things happened and we're still on the one. Mark looks hooked. Yeah, so it looks like Mark's kicking at this one ball. Ah, just clips the 7. So Zach with ball in hand here. One ball's down here at the bottom of the table. I'm sorry, 2 balls down here at the bottom of the table, so he's got to draw this back, missing the 5 to get down here on this 2. Ends up not getting the, not cutting the 1 enough to get the bounce off the rail to miss this 5, so he's got to kick at this 2. Didn't get a rail. Nice cue ball work to get up here for this 3. So you got the 3 and the 4. 5's down here, which he'll probably be taking the 6 up table after the 5, but you want to land on this 5 pretty good. So this puts this 6 ball in a difficult position here for Zach also. And to put this cue ball on the side, or put the 5 ball on the side, this cue ball's going away and down table. Yep, 3 rail shape here to the 6, 7. I don't know if there's a carom on offer here. He's looking at it. Maybe looking at a safety. Couldn't quite get it around that 7 ball, so this does leave a shot on the 6 ball. Yep, sends it up table. Good speed, so it leaves him hooked behind the 7. Looks like Zach's going to kick from the top of the rail. Yeah, I don't think he can make it by the 7 to do that, so he's going to have to go long route. This is a tough hit, this 6 ball in open space like this. You might entertain a 2 rail. No. All right, this will bring Mark back to the table with ball in hand again. Things are a little bit more open here, so let's see if Mark can get out and add a few more to his side of the board, because he desperately needs to. Doesn't want to let Zach get too close to that 7 mark. Wants to keep the pressure on him. Yep, that's a nice angle on the 8 to drag over for the 9. Nine ball down. Mark adds another one to his side of the board. That's what he needed. Nice break by Zach here. Looks like he's going to play safety in behind the 7. A little too firm. Still doesn't leave anything easy for Mark. That was actually a nice plan by Mark there. At least he's got the cue ball all the way down here, this end of the table, leaving distance. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. This is actually a gold division hot seat match. The winner of this will be in the hot seat. This is the Bad Boys Billiards Texas State Championship. Does he get the hook? Nope, leaks it out. Yeah, that one was a tough one. Speed was pretty important there. Wasn't able to get behind the 7, kill the cue enough to get behind the 7. So this allow Mark to get started here. Very favorable bump from the 9 to land nicely on the 2 ball. All right, so he bumped the 3 with his hand, and the BCA rule states if you bump only one ball, it is the opponent's choice whether that ball stays there or gets moved back. That's why Mark had to ask Zach what he wanted to do. Looks like Zach chose just to leave it there because I don't think it was going to make that much of a difference. Mark's a little off angle on this 6. Experience has told me just to go ahead and roll this in and take the longer shot on the 7 ball. There are a lot of times I try to go 3 rails to improve my position on this 7. Rarely does it work out more than just rolling this ball in and taking a longer shot on the 7. But it seems to have worked out for Mark. Nicely done. So he's on the 9. With this 9, he could tie it up if he can get it down. Yes, he does. We are at a tie ball game, folks, in this race to 7. Now it's 4-4. Now it's just a race to 3. They're going to be taking a player break. I'm going to go, let me see, odd game. So it would be Mark's break. I guess they were trying to decide whose break it was. Oh, I thought the 1 was going to hit the cue and stay right there. Instead, it missed, and now he's swamped by the 4-3. That's unfortunate. Mark elected to push out here. For those of you who don't understand what the push shot is right after the break on 9-ball. If you do not have a shot on the lowest numbered ball, you can elect to push out. What that means is you don't have to hit your ball, but you do have to make contact with the cue ball. You can hit any other ball you want, pocket any other ball you would like, as long as it's not the 9-ball. You can still pocket the 9-ball, but it would come back up. And after that push of wherever the cue ball lands, your opponent can decide whether to turn the shot back over to you or take the shot himself. All right, with where that 9-ball was sitting, Mark didn't want to take the chance of having an easy combo on the 9 for the win. So he decides to give up ball in hand and pocket the 9. Since the 9 is the game ball, the 9 comes back up and spots. Therefore, it's, not near a pocket, so it'd be a lot harder to combo in. But he does give up ball in hand. We are playing the standard BCA rules, where the 3-file rule is in effect. For those of you who don't understand what the 3-file rule is, in 9-ball, if you can force your opponent to foul 3 consecutive times, you win the game. Nice shot there by Zach. I don't think this 3 goes by the 4. But you can definitely combo this 4 in, make sure the 3 ball comes back off the rail and maybe have a shot in. Yeah, no, it was tight. It was tough. Nice shot there by Mark. Lands on the 6. He can elect to come 2 rails in and out of the corner for the 8 to the side. Yeah, I tend to hit those a little firm myself. I think he can just roll this in and still be on the 9. He might elect to go down and up. Oh, runs into the 9. It's not what he wanted. So Austin in the chat room is also asking if it is all ball fouls. No, this is cue ball fouls only. For those of you who don't know the difference, cue ball fouls only are if you were to inadvertently touch the cue ball or scratch with the cue ball, then it would be a ball in hand. All ball fouls is if you inadvertently touch any object ball on the table, then it would be a foul, ball in hand. All right, so Mark gets another one on his side of the board and finally takes the lead. So this brings Zach back to the table for the break. I think he put a little bit more power on that one, hit it a little bit differently too. Still gets no love for a shot at the one. Tries for a safety there. Doesn't quite get it, but does leave a lot of distance with some hampered cueing over the two. With the proximity of that 5 and 8, normally I like to take this rail first and then object ball into the corner and come around 3 rails. But Mark's just going to play pocketing the 1 ball and then playing for a safety. So 2 ball back up, trying to get in behind this V wall of balls. Almost got there. Still doesn't leave Zach anything easy. Not for sure that this 2 ball banks past the 9. Almost gets the hook behind the 9. I think Mark can see the edge of this. Oh, he can see the whole ball. He might be able to cut this in. Nope, just returns the same shot again. Still trying to get behind this V. Keeps finding the window. Usually if I do that a couple of times where I keep letting my opponent see the window, I try to put the cue ball in the window. Because sometimes when you try that, it doesn't work out. I still don't think this, I think this 2 now does bank by the 9. Oh, yes, it does. And he almost made it. He gets second prize, though, and gets, I don't think he got the full hook. You can see the edge of this, too. Maybe Mark ought to try to play for a window to let Zach see it. Because then he might be able to get the hook this time instead of leaving him a window. Nope. Still left the window. You must be. Okay, so deja vu. Weren't we just here a moment ago? I don't think the 2 banks by the 9. All right, so we're going to do it again. He might have got the hook this time. He might be able to see the edge. Let's see if Mark plays to leave him a window. I think he got the hook this time. Oh, he might be able to see the edge of it. The edge of this 2, let the cue ball come back across table. Behind the 6. Tough shot here. Yeah, he must be able to see just an absolute edge of it. Or maybe not. That's why he's going for the kick. So like kick side pocket to side pocket. Oh, I don't think he hit that. I think he might have had a little bit of unwanted English on it. The way it came off of that lower rail so short. So this brings Mark to the table with ball in hand. If Mark can get out here, it's not like an easy rack, but if Mark can get out here, he'll be the first to make the hill. Did he go too far? Ooh, it's tight. I don't think he did. Yeah, once again, the 6 and 7 are in close proximity, but they're not as bad this time as they were before. However, the 8 is in a very undesirable position over there by the side pocket. There's a nice angle on this 5. You know, if he really wanted to, he could drag down and just bump that 8 and still be in position on the 6 ball. Or he can go back and forth across the table. The 6 does have the top left-hand corner pocket and lower right-hand corner pocket, but yeah, back and forth across the table. This isn't a bad angle right here. I think he can, yeah, pocket this 6 ball. Come a few rails back up for the 7. Oh, looks like he's digging though. Nice work there by Mark. You know, Mark can elect to do a Z bank here if he doesn't like this cut. Leave the 8 ball on the bottom rail underneath the 9. At the speed he's got to hit it, he could possibly get a hook, but you've got to get the speed right. The speed is the most crucial, one of the crucial parts of this shot. Oh, went for it, caught the point. All right, he's going to leave Zach and out here. Yep, just pulls it back. Leaves himself the 9 to the corner pocket. Mark goes ahead and gives it to him, so we've got a tie ball game at 5 each. It will be Mark's break. All right, our referee Keith McGee was just explaining to Mark that the racking triangle goes point up. I'm kidding. I have no clue what they were talking about. All right, Mark set to break off here. 5-5 and a race to 7. Now it's just a race to 2. Oh, no. That's not what Mark wanted. This is going to bring Zach to the table, ball in hand, and a pretty open table. 2 to the 3 is going to be crucial, and the 4 to the 5 is going to be crucial. So Zach may elect to leave an angle on this 2 where he can travel forward. Well, that come up pretty short. Maybe he wanted to travel forward in between the 9-5, end up on the other side. He decides to pull it back, does so very nicely. A little off angle, but this isn't anything horrible. So he's a bit closer to his work than he wanted. Still, he ought to be able to maintain some shape for this 4 ball. Overcuts it. Oh, maybe he was trying a timing shot. Timing was a little off. So brings Mark back to the table. Maybe containing safety here. Yep. Sure, Mark would have liked to have been all the way down to the rail, but definitely didn't want to overhit it. So difficult sharp shot for Mark here. Yeah, just a containing safety, one edge to the other. Still leaves it a little tough. Ideally, you like both balls on the rail. That makes banking and controlling the cue ball a little tougher. Comes off the point. Leaves a shot on the 3, but he ties up a 7-9. Those two look pretty ugly. Yeah, not sure the 7 would go without being the right spot in English. Wants to leave a decent angle on this 4 ball. Doesn't quite get there. Looks like he's pretty straight in with it, unfortunately. Yeah. Maybe a little off angle. He might be able to get down there with the cue where he's holding his cue stick. Did so very nicely. Ah, a little firm, little hampered cueing here with the 8, especially stretched over half of the table. Definitely going to make it difficult. With this shot, though, he'll be able to open up the 7-9. He does this right and actually misses the 5. He could get an inadvertent hook. Just a little bit of outsiding, just a little. Because the ball's going to curve. Oh, no. Oh, no. I do believe he can see the 6 ball. Oh, yeah, you can see what he can see now. Did he move back out of the way so I can go back to that shot? Nope. Is he in the way? Yep. He goes back around the other side out of that camera view. I'll switch back over. I don't think he's going to. He has just but a sliver. Boy, that was thin. That was thin. That was tough. You hit that 6 too thick and you possibly scratch in the side. All right, 4 balls to get out with. Controlling that cue, using some firm and soft shots. Mark tries a 3-rail shot to the side pocket, ends up coming up short. So bring Zach back to the table. One of these gentlemen here is going to get on the hill first. Who is it going to be? Nice punch draw there by Zach. Only needed to draw back a foot or two and does so nicely. Off the rail and back up. Nope, just back up for the 8. Doesn't quite get high enough on the 8. Ends up actually pretty straight in. Yeah, I've learned my lessons on these. Just take your medicine. Give yourself the best shot possible at cutting that 9 to the side. Don't try anything too fancy to get perfect shape. Yeah. This is pretty good. No hampered cueing from being too close to the rail. Yep, ends up putting it in. Nicely done. So Zach Crain is the first one to reach the hill. So our score is 6-5 in favor of Zach and a race to 7. And Zach is set to break off here. Let's see if he changes his breaking style here. Nope, still the same amount of power. Is 4 going to go? Nope. Does make a ball. Still doesn't have a decent shot on the 1. If you really wanted to go for it, which I don't think he will. Yeah, just probably containing safety, cue ball behind the 5. Just maybe slightly below. Yeah, slightly below center there. It helps you kill the speed of the cue ball. As well as letting the same amount of power go into the 1 ball. Had some very good pool players work with me on that. Bank shot to the side. Oh, comes up on the point. Was actually on the 2 down here by the 9 at the bottom part of the table nicely. All right. Looks like, yeah, full hook. One ball is in front of the side pocket. Let's see if Zach goes and gets his jump cue. Does not look like he has his jump cue in his hand. Does a Z kick. And he hits the window to leave Mark a shot. I'm going to have to ask Zach and Mark's wives if these two always are leaving the windows open at home also. Staying above the 9, back across the table, back out toward the center for the 2 in the corner. All right, I just got through talking with Jeff McGee, or that referee that was talking with Mark, and I completely forgot in the written BCA rules, especially during tournament play when you have to adhere to the rules as much as you can, you are not allowed to concede any games. Doing so, you will get a warning. If you can continue to do so after your warning, you will lose the game you're conceding and the next game following it. All right, Zach's got a tough 3 ball into the side pocket here. Is he able to put it in? Can he hold it? Get by the 7? Get by the 7? Yeah, what do you know? He was playing for the window and didn't get there. Is he going to move so I can see the angle? Yep, he's hooked. Does he pull out his jump cue? Or do you use Masse to get around this 7? Oh, he's going to go rail first. Got to hit this good as well. Yep, Masse. Just a little Masse, a little soft. Yep, nice. Skip over there. You still have a shot at the 5. Yeah, the 5 does not help him get to that 6 easily. And I don't believe that 6 goes by the 9. He's looking at it now. He looked at it rather quick, so I think it doesn't. So you can either cut or bank this and send the cue ball back down table and back up. Problem with that is if you miss, sending the cue ball back up table to make the 6, you can unfortunate. I was going to say you could get hooked by the 9, but the corner pocket was also a threat. All right, Mark desperately needed this. He's got 3 balls to get out on. Make sure he doesn't get hooked by that 9. Still okay. He can double in and out of the corner with this. Have shape on the 9. Or he may like to go 3 rails trying to get around the 9. That's a little bit more difficult. No, he needed that. He's perfect on the 9, but he needed to make sure that 7 went in. Needed to make sure that 7 went in because he can't afford to give up this game. All right, a little firm, but he definitely made sure that 7 went in. He's going to trust his pocketing skills. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Zach has won the hot seat match. So now Zach will be sitting in the hot seat, waiting to see who makes it through the B side to come back and face him. That is our last match of the night. You guys can go to sleep now. Don't forget to set up the coffee pot. I know you haven't had to do that all weekend. I will be back here tomorrow. I'm not for sure what time that the matches are going to begin, but we will be streaming all week and through into next weekend. I will see you guys later. Thank you for joining in.